Ladies and gentlemen, wow, what an episode of the challenge. You know, season 40 has been crazy. They brought back all our favorite challengers. So at Matches of Mayhem, we had to bring the whole squad out to talk about this. All of our challenge squad. We got Ashley here today to help us instant react to this episode. Ashley, how you feeling about it?
I thought this was a badass episode. They gave us straight drama, straight challenge. I was entertained, to say the least.
That's what's great about the challenge. 1 week they'll give you a drag strip show and you'll be loving it and having fun. And then the next week everyone's at their throats and we're loving it just as much. It's amazing. Let's start from the first big thing. This challenge was awesome. This daily was everything we love. It's people getting down and dirty, people getting physical, and then they'll throw in a nice little theme in there with the gladiator stuff. What'd you think?
Thought even when they were like taking it back to just a gladiator trailer that's gonna happen, it really brought me back to back in the day when the challenge used to like give out like Burger King stuff and like motorcycles, and I was like, wow, this is actually like kind of full circle, which is pretty amazing. But yes, the challenge itself was fire. Like, I was ready to see people get hit and get hurt and down and dirty, and I was excited to see like bloody noses and black eyes, like really cutthroat.
Yo, the challenge really is like modern day Rome, because we're sitting here like, yeah, give us blood, give us
Yep.
like the real gladiators. Obviously we want to see nobody killed, but
Yeah.
you know, a busted nose, it got the things going. I saw Josh bleeding.
Yeah.
I saw Jordan get bruised up. I think even like Avery had the puffy eye, and we don't want her to lose her endorsements.
Her moneymaker.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Her moneymaker. She got to protect that.
Although she's got a future as a punching bag, but I don't want to say too much. But yeah, it was a dope ass challenge. And yeah, I love that, you know, they were giving away something at the end like they used to back in the day. So even though the challengers, they make more money now, they're a little bit more famous than maybe they used to be.
Yeah.
Who isn't excited for a free movie ticket to a movie premiere, especially Gladiator 2? So
With
that was
Denzel.
awesome. With Denzel,
Yeah.
oh, you never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like happily married. I don't know what I meant by that. But oh, yeah. So what did you think about their strategies? Because it was a tough challenge. Like, it was rough and people were getting into it, but it also seemed a little harder than it looked.
I like to see the eras kind of work together, or like everybody scramble to see like how can we make this work and what strategies can we pull together and pull through. But I was disappointed with the outcome. I was hoping that maybe instead of the way that they did it, that maybe they would say like, okay, this person got knocked out the fastest and this era was affected harder. But the way that it was done, I was a little disappointed because era 1 was already defeated because they had the least amount of people. So I would have loved to seen like, okay, like Cory took the first strike, or maybe like Cara took the first strike, whatever, and like you were eliminated this person out quick, and you know, and like taking it out like that. But instead it was like so many men standing. It, to me, like when I was watching it, I didn't realize that's how it was going to be. And then afterwards I was like, damn, like.
Yeah. You wonder if they could have tweaked it just a little bit to say, if you're the first person out in the era, your era comes in last, versus who had the fewest, just to kind of fix it a little bit for era 1, because they were
Exactly.
behind from the jump. But I also think it was tougher than it looked. And you think like, all right, let's just push each other. The shields were a little flimsy. People were going into, and the ground looked really hard like that.
Yeah.
It almost looked like it hurt more to fall than to get hit with the shield. I think it was a little tough, people trying to team up, trying to push people out. It wasn't exactly working that well. But what I do love about the format is, in those types of challenges, it's hard to keep your alliances secret, because who you go at first or who you try to get out constantly kind of reveals your hand. It's like, oh, I don't like you, even though I haven't told you. I'm going to try to push you off because it's good for my game. So everyone was exposed. Cory was going at Derek. Everyone was going at Theo, which shows there's a little bit of intimidation with Era 4. So a lot of things came kind of undone here.
Oh yeah, totally. I definitely agree with that too. And also I felt like Josh, like the way that he pushed Cory out as well. Like I was like, are you trying to be sneaky? Like I don't know, like, is he really your friend? Like, are you really sorry for voting him in a few weeks ago? I don't know.
Well, let's talk
Everything was
about
exposed.
that. Let's talk about that because Mr. Josh, Mr. Friendship, I said it before, being Josh's friend is probably more dangerous than being his enemy at this point because like you think he has your back and then it comes down to a vote. Now, we can debate whether even if the vote turned out some way that Theo and Jenny would have voted how they did anyway, but it's true. Josh didn't exactly ride hard for his supposed friend Cory. I mean, is that his fault? Is that his job to do? Or is Cory kind of being a little sensitive about the situation?
I guess you could look at it both ways, but it's just Josh's character. He never comes to save the day. He's always flip-floppy, and he's hurt so many people in the past, and he continues to do that now. And so, like, in his future, what is he going to do? Just apologize and try to make it up to everybody again? Like, that's your track record. You're not trustworthy. To me, you're right. It's not good to be his friend or his enemy.
I mean, yeah, man, it's given like Jay vibes where you're making Jay from last season making deals with everybody, but you can't really protect anybody, and somebody's the odd man out. And it's Cory. Like Josh is friends with people in Era 2, Era 3, Era 4. He's probably even cool with Era 1 now. But when it comes down to it, you're not really riding hard for your friends. And I wonder if it's as much him coming to apologize for something that he knows he did, because Casey kind of did the same thing. She didn't really go hard for Cory, but she didn't go over and say, is it all good? Are we still friends? Like, she knows she had to do what had to be done and kind of let it be. At the same time, Cory's smarter than this. He sees through that bullshit. He knows that he got called down to the sand by Derek, that Theo had made a deal with Era 1 already. Him and Theo and Jenny, they already voted. Jenny already voted him in once. Does he really think that it's Josh's fault, or is he just kind of pissed at the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm Team Cory. I love Cory so much. I want him to win. I want him to be this season. And no one's going to ride for him in the challenge. I will. So honestly, he's not wrong. Josh,
Listen,
public enemy number one.
Cory, I'm on record. Cory's America's baby daddy. We're all rooting for him. We're all rooting for those kids of his because the way he talks about it, they have like no food or shelter at home. He needs to come home with the money for those kids. Yep. So yeah, we love the heart that he plays with. I think sometimes he does play an emotional game. And listen, there's how you feel, which I think we can agree to a certain extent. He feels like there's no loyalty from Josh, and then how you play, which if you're the loudest in the room, sometimes that brings more attention than you need. I really would like to see him just calm down and play a more low-key game and strike when they're least expecting it, rather than announcing to everyone, I'm going after you, because that just gives them the excuse to keep coming at you. Yeah. Rooting for him, but also some of the moves, man.
Like, calm down.
Calm down a little bit on your side. But I think that leaves us with the last kind of big thing that's coming out from these episodes, which is these inter-era alliances aren't all what they seem. So what's the vibes you're getting here? Because I'm having trouble keeping track of who's with who now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are showing their true colors. You know, like little mistakes like that, Josh, can cost you a lot of people to look at you and say, hey, like, if he's not doing this for his supposed friend who he came in here with, is he, like, really looking out for me? Also, I just feel like everybody's scrambling, and now we're seeing, like, it's going down. Half the people are almost gone. Everybody's, like, on the same page where we think, like, this is going to slow down, or it's going to be an individual game now, or we don't know what to expect. But I could see that a lot of people are scrambling. No, it's like alliance or not. Like, I don't know, man. It's all every man for himself at this point. I could work with you until I can't.
I think you're right. I think the challengers are not only like we're expecting that because there's so few on Era 1 that we might start to break it up. I think they're hoping for it because it's getting so complicated. You had Avery and Derek like, I think we'll save each other, but also why isn't he saving himself for me? Like things like that. You have Josh, all of his different relationships. You have Jenny, who is on Era 4, but she feels like she doesn't have the relationships there. Is she going to go somewhere else to choose them? Then you have Tori and Devin with this supposed Vacation Alliance, but then they don't feel Casey and Josh are voting with the Vacation Alliance because they have their other relationships with Cory. But then Cory's on their team. I'm already like, I need a map. I need something like, I feel like Charlie
Like a
from
chart.
Yeah, I feel like Charlie from Always Sunny with the Pepe Sylvia chart.
Yep.
I don't know. So I think that's what is making the eras so messy. And I also think that's what I love most is like no one knows where like relationships lie at any certain point.
Yeah, no, it's true, and it's dwindling down. So like everything is gonna count. Like we're gonna figure this all out. But I don't know. Everybody's showing their true colors. Let's see.
Let's see. Well, I feel like Josh always showed his true colors. We all know
Yeah.
he's for friendship. Don't make him choose, please. No. Let's talk a little bit about. Should we talk about elimination? Should we talk about the elimination?
So hard not to.
We're not going to spoil who won the eliminations, but I do want to talk about how cool, because I thought it was an awesome one. So we get the boxing ring, gladiator themed, and you get a striker or a puncher and an evader. I forget the names, but basically,
Yeah, striker and evader.
yeah, one guy or girl gets blindfolded, has to punch off the colored sandbags off the person who is trying to evade them, and they have a bunch of bells and squeaky shoes and stuff. It was awesome. We got to see them get physical. They really notched up the physicality. They're like, enough of this bullshit with the nails and fucking pegs. Let's put them in a ring and get them to box. I mean, did you love it as much as I did?
I loved it. I thought it was excellent. It kept me on my toes. It was a nail biter because they didn't say like who the winner was like during the switches. So I was like, who won? But yeah, it was
For one
really
of them.
entertaining. Yeah.
For the other one, it was
It
just like
was really entertaining. One might have been more obvious than the other, but also,
they were both
like,
entertaining for different ways. One got their ass whooped, and the other one was a close fight.
Yeah, but also, is there like something that I don't want to like say this because I don't want to spoil it, but is there something like Rachel can't do? This girl
yeah.
is like an all-around sports person, and then we find out she's like a fucking black belt in karate. Has been doing karate since she was 9. Are you kidding me? What?
Next
That's
week
crazy.
when they bring out a pool and she has to go in, she's like, "Oh yeah, I have the world record for holding my breath underwater." Like,
Exactly.
no, she's proving why she's one of the goats. I was actually like asking today, is like, how many challenges has she won? I think I don't know the exact number. I'm not a historian, unfortunately. I have bad memory anyway. She could have won last year, and I wouldn't have remembered it. But like elimination, that's probably the last girl you want to see down there in elimination right now.
Yeah, no, and she's like the Horacio right now, like just oof. But anyway, but she was a badass back in the day, and she's still a badass now, and I'm like, oof. I'm
Yeah.
rooting for her. I love her so much.
Yeah.
She's, my favorite.
Hold on, everyone, for dear life.
Yeah.
All right, Ash, thanks for joining me on this instant reaction. It's hard to not get the feels out for this episode.
Yeah.
So appreciate it, and can't wait for next week.
No, thanks for having me, and keep doing your thing, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.